Hi there, this is Laura Bennett with Sometimes Dancing, and today I want to continue talking about the book 13 Things Mentally Strong Parents Don't Do. We're on chapter 3, which is that mentally strong parents do not make their children the center of the universe. Now, this chapter really stood out to me because it can kind of be summed up with parents aren't overindulgent of their children. It was how I was taking it anyway, and it's been weighing on me to realize that historically I've been very overindulgent toward myself, where I'm quick to have the kind of attitude of, oh, it's been such a hard day, let's just sit down and eat chocolate and cookies until we feel better, and that kind of a thing, or buying myself special treats, or building myself up with an unhealthy self-esteem of oh, I'm better than average at XYZ thing, or I deserve special treatment and stuff like that. And so I guess the real vocabulary that I would use for this is that my inner child has been in the driver's seat of my life for many years, like all of my 20s. And this is something that I'm just only barely starting to combat in my own life, because my 3-month-old baby is very motivating. I don't want to raise him feeling like he's the center of the universe, and I know that if I've been making my inner child the center of my personal universe, if I've been letting her be in the driver's seat, then I know that the temptation is going to be really strong to apply the same thing to my son. Two things in particular, let's see if I can remember them, that relate to my son, or at least they did when he was first born. So I've already been working on this. Are that I'm happy to just drop whatever and do what my son wants. Maybe I can't remember the second one. Yeah, I'll just leave it there. And what I find so tricky about this is that it's about the proper balance of empathy, right? Like empathy, we think of this as being, ooh, empathy is wonderful, we need more empathy, empathy is a purely good thing. Wrong. I don't think it's a purely good thing. If you take empathy too far, it no longer is a strength, it becomes a weakness, it becomes enabling someone else's bad behavior. So for example, if you are a very empathetic person, and I am, then it's easy to make other people the center of the universe because you care about them, but ultimately you're doing them a great disservice. Because if someone has been overindulged as a child, that can lead to narcissism. In adults, it can lead to chronic dissatisfaction. It can lead to lower persistence or grit. It can lead, well, and then just the unhealthy esteem, like that's it's just no good. So I've tried with my son already. He's, like I said, he's just 3 months, but I'm trying to be a little more conscious of striking that balance with the empathy. Like, am I going to let him, scream his head off because he has some need, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to meet your need? No, of course I'm not going to do that. But there's many stages leading up to that point, and what I'm trying to do is, when he is just a little unhappy, I guess we could say fussy, like I'll talk to him, I'll say, okay, mom's gonna leave for just a minute, I have to go switch the laundry or whatever, I'm going down to the basement, I'll be right back, and then I'll pick you up and whatever. And I'm trying to teach him to delay gratification just in these small ways, but I think it's really important. And what I can tell you is that it seems to be working already. I mean, it's also just partly he is getting older, and so it's natural, I think, that a person can delay gratification a little bit more just simply by aging. But my husband and I have been really consistent about talking to our boy and telling him what we're doing and when we'll be back, and asking him to be patient and stuff like that. And and then we keep our word. And so I think that our son is learning that he can trust us, and that there is consistency here, at the same time that he can't expect to get everything he wants right away every time, right? So that's exciting. That's exciting to me. And what else? My notes dropped on the floor. Just a second. Let me see if there was something else that I wanted to say about this. I guess maybe just one last point, and I'll leave it off there, is that another sign that you're making your kid the center of the universe is if you engage in hyperbolic praise and like to say stuff like you're the best athlete in the whole world and that kind of a thing, which is really shallow, and I think kids see through it half the time anyway. But if they don't, they're going to be in for a rude awakening someday when they get to the real world, and not everyone thinks they're the greatest athlete in the entire world. So that builds up an unhealthy self-esteem of just the you're fantastic, rah rah rah. And instead, a healthy self-esteem is based on being praised for actions, because actions are controllable. So with that same example, you could say, wow, I could see you were really hustling out there on the field, great work, I'm super proud of you. Or wow, you did really great at today's piano recital because you've been practicing so hard. You've been practicing every day, and I'm so proud of you. So anyway, I guess I'll leave it off there. Thanks for listening. See you next time.